Hello. My name's Nigel. I'm with Nigel Knife News, and we've been following the meteoric rise of Dyno Net cutlery. It's been very popular, and it's been breaking all the records. And I just wanted to interview the main host here. You may or may not seen him. He's Danny Dyno from Dyno Net. Why, thank you there, kitty cat. My name's Nigel. You can just call me Nigel. Wow, okay, Nigel. Well, yeah, that's close. That'll work. Tell us some of this stuff. How did you get into selling knives? That's what we would like to know. How'd you get into selling knives, or why'd you pick knives and, to sell when you could have sold other things? Well, it's pretty easy. You see, I like knives. I've always liked knives, and, I bought them and stuff before, but I never really thought about selling them until one day, I watched a show on the interweb, and it was about, it was this guy selling knives, and I thought, you know what? I could do that too. All I needed is a little bit of inventory and somebody, a little crew, and I'll be set. Well, that's fascinating. I know a lot of people who are interested in your crew. We don't get to see them very much, other than the hand model. Yeah, that boy, he's got some problems there, Now, I don't want to say too much about the new generation, but they just don't seem to have the standards we had as, young dinosaurs when I grew up. We get in the mud, but then we'd wash off, especially if we thought we'd be going to seeing somebody. And this boy just don't realize when he puts his dirty old hands out there, everybody in the world can see it. Yes, we have noticed that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That hand model, he's got issues. And then I got the Johnny behind the camera. You'd think, being young, they'd know about technology and stuff, but I have to tell him how to do his job almost every day. How to switch to camera 3, how to focus. I mean, yeah, I can understand you don't get that the first dozen times somebody shows you how to do it, but after a while, even a broken clock is right 2 times a day. Oh, yeah, you got that right, mate. But anyway, I can't complain too much, because, he's an intern, and we ain't paying him nothing. So, if we fired him, we'd have to hire somebody, so we'd lose money that way. And then Johnny, he's all right. Like I said, he ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but just don't expect him to do a lot of cutting. That's why I look at it. You got some dull knives in the drawer, and you got some sharp knives? Well, if you got to cut something, which one you going to pick up? Oh, I'd pick up the sharp knife. That's right, boy. That's what you'd pick up. You'd pick up the sharp knife, and not the dull one. Now, dull knives can be sharpened. This is a little known secret that a lot of people in the knife collecting world don't seem to know, is that a knife can be sharpened. Now, we'll be getting into some sharpening materials in the future. We're going to have, accessories, knife accessories and everything. We got basic things to fix, like our broken Lazy Susan just got a little too lazy, got a little too broke, and it's just a cheap little part we need, but we can't seem to find any. Everybody's always out or give me the runaround, tell me go to this supplier and that supplier. Nobody got any. Have you ever thought about 3D printing? That might work for you. Well, yeah, you see, I'm just understanding the basic technology of a phone right now. Used to be a phone was if it rang, you picked it up. And you had a certain way of saying something, hello. And then the other person would realize you'd picked it up and they'd say, hello, my name is so-and-so. Now, man, have you seen what a phone can do and what you gotta do to get it to do those things? It's ridiculous. You have to be a programmer to understand everything. But all I understand is knives, and my like for them. Now, here's another example right here. I like fish. I like the taste of fish. I like catching fish. I like eating fish. And I thought, well, why don't we combine fish with knives? Now, I know people have had fish knives before. We got an example back here of a fish knife. This one right here. Now let me get the hand model to get the fish portion. You got to look for the nail nick there, hand model. Look for it. There you go. What? You ain't got no nails. Well, you're just going to have to work with it. There you go. He's got it. See, they're slow, but they get to it eventually. Now, see, this here's a fish knife, but it don't taste like a fish. It don't look like a fish. The only time it smells like a fish is if it's been in the tackle box a little too long. And, you didn't clean it off last time, and it's been sitting in the sun. And, yeah, it can get smelly like a fish then. And that's when I like it, really. That's when I like that knife, when it smells like... Anyway, so what I thought was, why don't I combine a real fish with a real knife? And then, boom. It was as simple as that. The idea of a fish knife. Now, the idea was simple, but the execution wasn't. And unfortunately, it's a case of a good thing gone too good. You see, we kind of overfished the population, and we drew too much attention, and regulations got passed, and now we can't really sell these fish knives anymore because, well, we ran out of fish. And, yeah, it was good while it lasted. It was good while it lasted. Oh, that's amazing. You think about expanding ever, like more employees or, an assistant for you so that you don't have to talk all the time? Well, no, we thought about that, son. We thought about that, and more employees means what? More trouble. You don't necessarily get more productivity out of them. So, one guy might be doing a pretty good job, but then you bring somebody else in there, and then they start running their jaws all the time about what they're doing and everything, and pretty soon they think that the main important thing about their job is to socialize and talk to each other and not necessarily to the customer. So, it's pretty tough. I gotta keep a tight rein on them there. But anyway, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Sales are up. We even might be considering getting some chairs for the operators. Now, I know that's unusual, but they have been doing a good job, and I don't want to get too soft, and have people take advantage of me. I don't like that. But yeah, everything's going real well. Well, what about, inflation and everybody having to cut back? Aren't your sales suffering because of inflation? Well, no, not really, boy. You see, we got the miracle of flex pay. And the miracle of flex pay lets even the poorest person get a really good knife or a set of knives, 37 flex pay payments, that really helps out, man. Well, yeah, I always wondered about that. How can you do that and make any money? I mean, you don't charge interest. Oh, no. We don't charge interest. And well, it's just amazing how you were able to do that. It's really opened up the world of knives to many people that couldn't afford it. Well, that's what I want to do, son. I want to spread the love of knives to other people. People that you may think are a hopeless cause, that they don't want a knife. They don't like knives. They don't even like the sound of knives until they need some peanut butter on their bread, or they want to cut up a sandwich. Then they like knives. But we just try to get them beyond that, so like, all right, so you like knives when you're cutting up food. Well, what about a fish knife? It's food and a knife at the same time. Now, you don't find that very often. I feel like breaking out and giving an item number, and I get fired up on this when I have something here I like and I want to spread around to everyone. Right, well, I think that's why people like you, is your passion for your knives. And fish. You like fish too, but you can't sell any more of those right now. So, how's supply issues for you? I've heard that people ordering stuff from other countries and stuff, the ships just sit there in the docks forever. Well, yeah, we have had supply issues before, but you see, what we do is we order in bulk. So, I mean, when it ain't just one ship coming in, man. We have them tie ropes to each other, like their tails. We did this back in the Dyno days when we had them dust storms and stuff come up. We'd tie a rope to our tail, and then the other guy behind him would bite it, and we'd walk in a straight line, and eventually, the storm would be gone, and we'd all be there together afterwards. And that's what we do with them ships, man. We just tie a rope between them, and we tell them, y'all stick together now, man. Don't get separated no matter what. And if anything happens, man, circle your ships into a circle there, and man your defenses, because them porch pirates have gotten to where now they become sea pirates, and then they get in there and they're just looking for a bunch of porches out on the sea. And we got to protect against that. You just don't know. There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. It looks easy. When you look at it, you say, oh, that's easy. I could do that. I could sell these knives out of my garage. And some people do. We encourage with the dealer pack for people to start their own knife business. We don't feel threatened by you starting your own business. You go right ahead. But if you want to get as popular as Dyno Net, well, there's a lot involved behind the sceneries. Like our boss here, Boris. That guy's got some connections. Without him, I would have no inventory. He gets stuff from around the world. Things that are normally import restrictions and radioactive material. I don't know how he does all that stuff. He's amazing. Well, yeah, so I've met Boris. I know him fairly well from around here. He seems to be a fairly ingenious chap, and I was just wondering, how is it like for working with him? Oh, it's great. He's the best buddy you ever had, let me tell you. He'd give you the shirt off his back if he wore a shirt. I tell you, he would. Well, the other day I told him, hey, boss, are we going to get any more of them fish knives? And rather than biting my head off, what normal boss would do, he just simply said no. And that just amazed me. It wasn't a big, long drama or anything. And so I just walked out. I figured, well, got my answer. Are we going to get any more fish knives? The answer is no. Can't be more simple than that. Why go through all that drama? You argue a point, but I want more fish knives. People like it. And then the boss would have to say, I told you no. What part of no do you not understand? And, then I realize things are getting a little serious. And I do need to walk out and check the air pressure in my tires. So, yeah, he's great to work with. I have nothing bad to say about Mr. Boris. He's He's amazing. Right, well, it's nice to hear about this. We might interview you in the future if people found this interesting at all. I was going to ask about that surgical steel you keep getting, and that sauce that you say you have. Well, yeah, that's old Doctor Who. He's magical. Man, the things Doctor Who can do. Doctor Who can do. See there. But yeah, he's amazing how he gets that surgical steel to us. Because, like I said, man, they check and make sure you're a real surgeon before they sell you that steel. They don't just sell that steel to anyone. It ain't as easy as it looks, let me tell you. And then that steel, because it's used by surgeons, well, you know it's got to be sharp. I mean, a surgeon don't ever cut nobody open with a dull knife, does he? No. So surgical stainless steel is the best steel in the world. Now, other people try to poo-poo it, but that's just because they don't have the connections we do. And they can't get it. So what are they going to do? If you can't get it, tell everybody it's bad because you can't get it. Well, you can get it right here on Dyno Net. Well, I'm sorry there, see? I just flipped right into my little spiel right there. It's because I live and love my job so much. Yeah, it's amazing. You are dedicated folks, and you're popular. And so I want to thank everybody for joining our interview here with Danny Dyno. And I hope everyone has a jolly good day. And we'll try to stay on top of the news, the knife news for you, here at Nigel Knife News. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a jolly good day.